Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a pretty big grocery haul to share with you today. I had a budget of $200 today and I spent $194 and some change, and I did another pickup order. I got everything at Fry's. I've been loving the pickup orders, especially with a newborn and a toddler. It's just so much easier than going into the grocery store. I have started going out and doing things. We actually went to one of the play places that my daughter enjoys going to today, so I'm starting to get out and do more things, and I've recovered well. He is 2 weeks old now, and I am starting to get my energy back. So anyways, I did a little bit of a stock up on this one since we had a bigger budget. You're not going to see a ton of meat. I mean, like this kind of meat. We did get some lunch meat, and you'll see, but we have stuff in the freezer still, so I did not get a ton of meat. There was a few other things that I wanted. I got some protein powder that was like almost $25, so right there, that was a good chunk of the budget. But anyways, I'm going to show you what I got, starting over here. I got a steak for my husband. Since we usually have a pretty tight budget, I don't usually get steaks unless they're on sale because they are pretty pricey. But since we had a little more to work with, I wanted to get him something that he really likes. So I got a ribeye steak for him for dinner one night. I'm not a huge steak fan, so I don't really care to have steak, but he loves it. So I got one for him, and then, I got a pack of chicken breast, just one pack of chicken breast. We still have some in the freezer. And then I got two of these rolls of ground beef. I got these because they were on sale. They were $3.50 a pound, which was compared to $6 a pound for the same fat content, but it was like the ones in these kind of containers and not the roll. So I was like, let me just get this one because it's cheaper. Even though I do prefer the one in these, I wanted to be able to get a little bit more with my budget. So I just got two of those. And then for lunch meat, I got some turkey. And then I also got some roast beef. We really like this, but we don't get it very often. We usually get turkey or chicken. So I wanted to get both this time. And then I got some turkey smoked sausage and some turkey bacon. I really like the turkey bacon from Walmart. They have an uncured turkey bacon that is really good, and just like the quality of it is so much better than this. But this is like the best quality that they have at Fry's out of the two choices. So, but I do prefer to get it from Walmart whenever we go. So that's what I got for lunch meats. And then for cheese, I got a block of medium cheddar and Colby Jack, and then I also got some string cheese. My daughter's really been liking this. I got some cream cheese, and then I got this mozzarella, fresh mozzarella. I thought it was pre-sliced, but that's okay, I can slice it. I wanted to make I really like caprese sandwiches with like the mozzarella, pesto, tomato, and balsamic glaze. So I got some of this to make that. And then I'm trying to eat healthier with postpartum. I'm trying to eat healthier meals so that I can nourish my body and produce breast milk. I am breastfeeding, so I want to make sure that I'm producing enough, which I am, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm nourishing my body very well. I got this because I want to be able to put it in smoothies. So I got this little thing of chopped spinach for my smoothies. I got these for my husband. He likes these yogurts. And then I got these just for like a little treat since it is getting really hot here. I wanted to get some popsicles, and I've heard, we've never had these, but I heard they're really good. And actually, they got into them today and they really liked them. So this whole thing was only $5. So they are kind of small, but I mean, that's like a good serving, I feel. So we got some tater tots, and then I got 1.5 gallons of milk. We've been going through more milk lately. I don't know, I've been like craving a lot more milk. My daughter likes to drink milk, and so we've been going through more, plus with cooking and baking or whatever. So I got some coffee creamer, more coffee creamer. I do want to make my self homemade coffee creamer, but my husband likes hazelnut, and I'm not sure how to make that one homemade yet, but I do want to make myself a homemade creamer. I'm hoping to get some meal prep done in this video too, so hopefully you will see that after the haul. We will see what I am able to get done though. And then I got some heavy cream. Moving on over here, I got some vegetable oil. I just ran out of that, so we had to replenish that. Also some olive oil. This is stuff that we definitely don't get every time. And it's kind of like one of those things, when you need it, it's kind of like a chunk out of the budget, because this is $4, this was like $6, and that's on the cheaper side for olive oil. So that right there is $10 just for a little bit of oil. So it does kind of shoot my budget in the foot a little bit when I have to get stuff like this. But anyways, I got some barbecue sauce, some soy sauce. I got some pizza sauce. I saw this little thing I saw a TikTok of like little pizza roll-ups with just like a fajita sized tortilla, some pizza sauce and some cheese. Roll it up. You put it in the air fryer and it's like a little pizza. My daughter loves pizza, and I do too, actually. Really enjoy pizza. So I thought that might be a nice lunch to try and make, see if she likes to eat that. And then I got some queso, and then I got some pesto. This is for the caprese sandwiches I mentioned earlier. And then over here I got this. This is a protein powder I mentioned that was almost $25. I plan on making smoothies, like I said, with that spinach. I have so much fruit in the freezer. I feel like I've said it every single grocery haul, and I have not touched it. And so I'm really wanting to start having smoothies. I love smoothies during the summer, especially acai bowls. So once I go through the fruit that is in the freezer, I am going to buy a lot of those acai packets, because those are my favorite smoothies. So that will be my reward for getting rid of but going through and eating and making smoothies with all the fruit that is already in the freezer. But just for extra protein, I wanted to get some protein powder so I can add that into the smoothies, and some other things if I just want protein shake or something. And then I got some of these for a dinner that I want to make. I got 2 things of mac and cheese. I got a little thing of coffee, some Pop-Tarts for my husband. He likes the strawberry. I almost got myself the brown sugar cinnamon ones that I really like, but I last minute decided to take them off and put something healthier in the cart, because like I said, I'm trying to eat healthier, so I didn't think Pop-Tarts were a great option. And then I've got some taco seasoning. This is for my husband. He really likes chocolate, so I got him a little pack of that. I got 1 avocado, some garlic, 1 onion, a few bananas. We have not been eating bananas as much as we usually do. If you can see, these are actually needing to be used up. I'm actually going to make some banana muffins with those. I think banana chocolate chip muffins with those. Last time I made them, they were super good, so I'm going to make them again. I actually had a whole other bunch that was close to this ripeness that I just put in the freezer this morning to use for smoothies, because they were a little too ripe for us to eat like on their own, so I just decided to freeze them. And so I didn't get as many bananas as we usually do. And then I got some tomatoes, a few tomatoes, and then I got some broccoli. I got a cucumber. This little salad kit is for me for a lunch one day. And then I got these. My husband likes these salads, so I got 2 of those. He hasn't had those in a while. I got a bag of apples, and then I got a thing of strawberries. And we still have a big bag of oranges from Sam's Club. And like I said, all that fruit in the freezer. So we are pretty good on produce. I also have some frozen veggies in the freezer, which is why there's not a lot of vegetables here either. And then for bread, I got a thing of white bread. I wanted to try and make some homemade bread, but I was like, you know what? There's like a lot of meal prep that I already want to get done. Some healthy snacks for me, so I don't reach for Pop-Tarts or something not healthy. So I decided, let me just pick my battles here and buy a loaf of bread, because I knew the reality of it is I was not going to get to the bread. So I just bought the cheap white bread, and then English muffins, which the only reason I got these was because it was buy one get one free with the Thomas brand English muffins and bagels. And when I went to go do my pickup order, I had ordered the onion bagels, which are my favorite. And when I went to go order them, or when I went to go pick up my order, the guy had told me that the only substitution was the bagels, and they had chosen everything bagels instead of the onion ones since they were out. And I forgot that they were buy one get one free, or else I would have just taken them. But my husband is not a fan of the everything bagels, so I told him that I would prefer not to have them. But yeah, so the only reason I got these was because they were buy one get one free with the bagels, and I did not get the free bagels because I forgot when he was telling me that it was buy one get one free. So I was kind of bummed about that when I remembered, but no big deal. I did put it on my list to make homemade bagels. We will see if I actually do that. We still have a couple, but I don't know if I'm going to actually do that. I got some of these little slider buns. There's a lunch that I'm going to do. It's like burger sliders. So that's why I got these to make those for lunch, probably a lunch one day. And then I got this bread for me for my caprese sandwiches, and like if I want to do avocado toast or something in the morning, I like to use this kind of bread instead of this cheap bread. And then I got some fajita tortillas, and then for household items, we just needed a few things. I got some paper towels, I got some more hand soap for one of the bathrooms, my shampoo and conditioner, and then I got these, which I was really happy to see there. I didn't know they carried kids size hangers. These are smaller hangers for kids clothing, and I got 2 of them. I knew they had them at Walmart, and I just looked to see if they had them at Fry's, and they did. So I was happy I did not have to make a separate trip to Walmart just for these, because I've been needing to hang up more clothes that my kiddos got from Easter baskets, like a lot more clothes, and I needed more hangers. So I was very happy to see those. So anyways, that is everything that I got this time. Like I said, it was $194, and now I'm going to put everything away. Okay, we are getting started on some meal prep, and I'm just showing you my little list that I have. I've got all of my recipes written down here so that I don't have to keep going on my phone. I like to do this. It just makes it a little bit easier. I can have it sitting right next to me instead of constantly having to go back and look at my phone. So what I plan on doing is some homemade berry jam. It's really good. It's really easy. Pretty much all of these are extremely easy recipes. The bagel one is probably the most tedious or time consuming, I would say. It's not hard. It's just time consuming. So I think today's Saturday. I'm probably going to make the bagels tomorrow on Sunday, and because it's already almost 6 o'clock in the evening, and I'm going to be making dinner soon. So I just want to get a few of the easy things done and crossed off my list, so that way I actually do them, because I know if I leave it all for tomorrow, there's also something else I want to do tomorrow. I want to try and clean my daughter's room and organize that. So I know I won't do everything if I don't get some stuff done right now. So I'm going to do the bagels tomorrow. I'm probably going to even do the cookie dough tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to make the ice cream sandwiches. Just depends on if I feel like it or not. But today I'm going to do the homemade berry jam. I'm going to make some homemade chocolate syrup. My daughter loves chocolate milk, and I'm trying to make things more homemade, especially if they're easy to make homemade. So one of those things is going to be chocolate syrup. I'm going to make some homemade coffee creamer for me. And then I'm going to make banana chocolate chip muffins and some homemade granola bars. And then a snack that I want to make for myself, just so I can reach for a healthy snack instead of like chips or something unhealthy, is some date Snickers. They're really easy. They're just some dates. You open them up, take the pit out if there's a pit in them, and then put some peanut butter in there, and you coat them in chocolate, and that's it. And they look delicious. I've never had them. They look really good, and I love dates, so I'm excited to try those. But I think right now I'm going to start, I already preheated my oven. I'm going to start with the muffins just to get something in the oven. I might even do the granola bars just so I can get that stuff in the oven done. And then I don't have to worry about that because they are a little more, these are, I mean, really not time consuming. These are about 10 minutes each to make. So these are a little more time consuming. So I'm going to get these started first, and then while they're cooking in the oven, I can get these done. So anyways, yeah, that is my meal prep that I am going to get done this weekend for the upcoming week. Okay, so we are starting with the banana chocolate chip muffins. And I think I'm actually going to, they're going to be a banana-based muffin.
Crack an egg?
We are going to crack an egg. But I think I'm going to split the batter in half and then do chocolate chips for half of them. And then the other half I want to do these blueberries and raspberries. Oh, these have been in my freezer, so I just want to get them used up since I have so much fruit in there. Yeah. And when I have fresh berries in the fridge that are going to go bad, I just throw them in the freezer.
I remember when we were staring photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were staring photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. Call me when you want. Baby, can't take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah. Call me when you want. Baby, can't take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember when we were staring photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were staring photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes.
Okay, so it is 8 o'clock now, and I just barely got these done. I had to take several breaks with my kiddos, but they are done, and they smell amazing. It smells so good in here. I know I have a dirty pan. I need to get a new one. I mean, it still works perfectly fine, but I would like to get a new one. Anyways, I was able to get 12 big muffins and then 24 little muffins. But this is how they look. This is the banana with berry and then banana chocolate chip. I didn't care for any mini berry because I like the mini ones for my daughter. They're just a better serving size for her, and she is not a big fan of the berry texture in muffins, so that's why I made those all chocolate chip. So anyways, here is how the muffins are. They are very good, and I think I showed you guys the recipe if you want to try it. But here are the muffins. We'll see what else I can get done tonight. I'm hoping to at least do the granola bars and maybe the berry jam, chocolate syrup, and coffee creamer, but we'll see what I can get done tonight. Okay, it is a couple days later, after I made the muffins, I ended up getting food poisoning the next day, and I'm just now getting over that. So I am going to try and finish up the little bit of meal prep that I want to get done. So like I said, the only thing I did was the muffins. What I'm going to do right now is the chocolate syrup and the creamer, and then after that I might do the berry jam. It just depends because I got to get started on dinner soon. I think I'm going to skip the granola bars this week and do them next week because we have enough muffins to last for the week. And then I would like to also do date Snickers. I'm not going to worry about cookie dough, the ice cream sandwiches, or bagels. I can do those next week if I really want them. But I do want to get these three things done and the date Snickers. So we will see what I can show you guys in this video and what I actually get done, but that is my plan. My husband started talking to me and I thought I hit record and I didn't, so I missed putting these first couple ingredients in the pot. But in that smaller pot, I just did 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of water, and I was just bringing that up to a light simmer so the sugar could dissolve, and that was for the creamer. And then the one I'm working on right now is the chocolate syrup, and I will tell you that recipe in just a minute. But I will say that I did talk about the sugar a little bit later on in the video, but I will add the full amount next time because when I made the chocolate milk, it just wasn't as sweet. Okay, so my sugar is definitely dissolved in here, so I'm just gonna pour my sugar and water mixture into this. I'm gonna keep the whisk in there, and then once that is cooled down a little bit, I'm gonna add 1 cup of milk and a splash of vanilla, and the creamer is done. And then once that is cool, I will put it in a mason jar, and I will show you, of course. And that's the coffee creamer. It's very simple. We'll see how it tastes. I've never made it before. Now for the syrup, the chocolate syrup, it smells amazing already. I have put, you saw everything that I put in there. 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. It called for a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I just eyeballed it, sprinkled some in there. And then it said to do a cup of sugar. I felt like that was a lot, so I just did 3/4 cup. If I feel like it's pretty bitter, next time I will just make sure to do a whole cup. But we're going to try and do less this time. And then 1 cup of water. So we are bringing that up on medium heat to a simmer. And then once it's simmering, we're going to put it on low. If you hear my daughter, she's playing with friends outside on the patio. So they are yelling and playing outside. This smells so good. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to try this. There's quite a bit going on here, but I did not show you, but I added the 1 cup of milk and vanilla into my mixture, my sugar and water mixture, and my coffee creamer is done now. This is what it looks like. I have not tried it, so I don't know how it is, but it smells really good. But that is the coffee creamer done. Okay, here's the chocolate syrup. Sorry, my lighting is terrible right now. Once it starts getting dark and my natural lighting is gone, it's not very good. So anyways, I am just going to pour this into my jar. Wow, I thought I was going to get a lot more. So I moved the chocolate syrup into a smaller container, and I was worried that it was not going to be very thick, but it definitely thickened up in the fridge overnight. This is the next morning. This is how it looks. It's pretty good too. I tried it. I haven't tried it mixed with milk yet. I'm gonna make some later, but I think it's good. I think 3/4 cup of sugar is good. I don't think you need a full cup, maybe a tiny bit more sugar, but I definitely don't think you need a full cup. But that's my opinion, that's my preference. But this is the chocolate syrup, nice and thick. And that recipe made almost this size. I think this is like a pint mason jar. I'm not sure what size this is. But look at that. Nice and smooth. Delicious. Here are the date Snickers. I did not get any footage of making them because I just wanted to get them done really quick, but I just took a date. I used medjool dates. The other ones that are smaller, they just aren't as good. They're good in smoothies, but they're not as good as these, and they're not as big either. So I just took medjool dates, and I only have 5 left, so that's why there's only 5. And then I put some smooth peanut butter. I cut them open, put the peanut butter on the inside, and then I just dipped them in chocolate, put them in the freezer for a few minutes, and here they are. I haven't tried it yet, but they look delicious. Some people put sea salt on the top. I just left them like this. I don't have sea salt, but that would be really good too. Anyways, that is how those are looking. I brought them outside to show you because the natural lighting is so much better. Okay, I am making the homemade berry jam now. This recipe is super easy. So right here I have a cup of frozen mixed berries. You can do fresh too, but I always have frozen fruit, so I'm just using that. So this is a mix of strawberries, blueberries, and blackberries. You could do any mix you want. You could do raspberries. It's just what I have. So to this, I'm going to turn this on medium heat. Okay. To this, we add half a cup of sugar. And then this is a tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm going to pour that in there. And then this is...
Water?
Thank you. Yep. That's 1/4 cup of water.
Yes.
This is going to come up to a little bit of a simmer. The sugar is going to dissolve. Everything is going to come together. And the berries are going to break down and get soft. And then we're going to mash them. And then this is a tablespoon of cornstarch. Yes, we are. I'm going to put 1/4 cup of water in here. Mix this together. Once we mash our berries, I am going to put the cornstarch mixture in there, let it go for a little bit longer, and it's going to thicken up. And then it's done. We pour it into another container. Some people strain it out because they don't like the chunks in there, but I like jam instead of like a jelly. I'm also adding a tiny bit of vanilla. You want to help me? We're going to add just a splash of vanilla. That's good. I feel like it just helps to enhance the flavor. So I will show you guys what it all looks like once it starts to come together. Okay, so now that it's come up to a simmer, you can see the sugar is dissolved now. It doesn't take long. I'm just gonna mash up all the berries to my desired consistency. Like I said, some people at the end will put it through a sieve and they'll strain it just so they get just the jelly and it's smooth. I like chunks, so I am just going to smash it to the size chunks that I like. Usually have to scrape all this off. I wish you could smell it. It smells so good. Usually the strawberries, I like to try and make sure those are smashed really well because those are bigger chunks. And we'll see how it turns out. So now that it's all mashed up, so you can see it's already kind of thickening a little bit when I scrape my spatula. It's for just a second, but you can see the bottom for just a second. But we are going to add this cornstarch mixture. Stir that around. And I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit because it's going to start splattering. So once it gets thicker, it starts to splatter, but you can see it's already way thick. Way more thick, I should say. And as it sets, once you let it cool, it will thicken up even more. So I'm just going to let this go for just a minute. And then I'm going to move it over to my bowl to cool down. I'm just going to put it into this bowl so it can cool down. Get all of that goodness out of there. So I just put the saran wrap right on top. Instead of just like covering the bowl, I put it directly on top of the jam because then it won't form like a skin on the top and have a weird texture on the top. And then I set this to the side and let it cool, and then I'm going to put it in a different container to go in the fridge. But that is all for the berry jam. That is done.